Remembering Daniel Haas. We had arrived in Israel just days before that ominous phone call. Danny Haas is dead. He was killed by ambush. The Levaya is this afternoon in the military cemetery on Har Herzl in Yerushalayim. Shock, disbelief. Danny, the son of our dear friends Shoshana and Meyer. A close friend of our son, Mark. Danny, full of life, creative, talented, loved by everyone, ardent Zionist, devoted to Eretz Yisrael, loyal to Tzahal, the Israeli army. Can it be 25 years since that fateful phone call? We are all remembering Daniel, true son of the Jewish people. Here are testimonies from Danny's family and friends. Meyer Haas, Danny's father. Daniel had hands of gold. He also loved children. Coming home from Yabi's Hebrew school, he saw a power motor thrown out. He asked me, "Can I make a motorbike?" He was only 13. Next thing I knew, he assembled a motorbike for himself and for all the kids on the street. Once he created a hand glider from plastic sheets and bamboo and wrapped carpet scraps around the poles. He was a Batzalo, very gifted. He built a covered wagon, complete with curtains, and took the little kids for rides in it. He even made a robot from an old record turntable, complete with little sprinkly eyes. Shoshana, Daniel's mother.
His older sisters loved him. Sometimes they annoyed him, but they stood in awe of him. He could fix anything, even my stove. After Mesivta, he spent a short time in Israel. He then moved to New York, working in the jewelry business. More importantly, Daniel brought kids out of cults. Soon, he went back to Israel and studied for a while at Bar Ilan. However, the university was not what he envisioned. He moved to a new settlement, Ofra, and found his home there. Daniel began army training immediately to fulfill the mitzvah of protecting Israel.
Yehudit Spiro, Danny's sister.
Daniel was loved by his fellows in the army and by his commanders. He studied Torah whenever possible, learning the laws of kings, where Maimonides discussed the Torah approach to military behavior and goals. He begged his family to make Aliyah. His argument was simple and forceful. Israel, and nowhere else, was their true home.
Sharon Rothberg, Danny's sister.
Daniel was talented. Mechanics, carpentry, music, all came naturally to him. He had the ability to look at something and to understand how it worked. His physical strength was incredible, but it was matched by his spiritual strength, which revealed itself in his loving and kind manner.
Deborah Haas, Danny's sister.
You touched the lives of everyone, even people you never knew. Your morals and convictions, your belief in what was true. We have always been so very proud to have you as a brother. If we could bring you back to us, just you, we'd have no other.
Joanne Barth, Danny's sister.
Daniel had a feeling for doing just the right thing, at just the right time, a choice word or joke, or an action. I was able to say goodbye to Daniel a month before he was killed in Lebanon in an ambush, because he took me to the airport. He told me to think about my future and to think hard. We had a mutual understanding as to what he meant.
Aryeh Weiss, close friend. I first met Danny in Cleveland in 1979. We worked in the same factory. Every day, Danny traveled to work on a motorcycle that he had built. A more personal relationship with Danny developed a few months later in Israel. We met, to each other's surprise, at Ofra, a settlement in the land of Binyamin. On many of the cold and misty winter nights at Ofra, Danny and I sat by the portable electric heater and read together. Daniel Haas is very much alive in those of us who were privileged to know him. Mark Rabin, good friend. We shall always remember Danny's smiling face. He was everyone's pal, so full of energy and life. What a builder! He was the first to make a go-kart in our neighborhood. I am proud to have been his friend since our school days. Rochelle Brazilow, close friend.
Daniel was more than a friend to many who knew him. People opened up to him quickly. He seemed to have the ability to make anyone feel comfortable, and he could draw a smile out of even the saddest of people.
Rabbi Gerald Porath, first cousin. In reflecting on the tragic death of Daniel Haas, I have often reminded myself of something our grandfather, the late Rabbi Israel Porath, had said. He observed that long life in the Torah is measured in terms of arichat yamim, length of days, and not arichat shanim, length of years, to teach us that we are to make each one of our days count. In his short life, Daniel was blessed with the fullness of days. Ze'ev Ehrlich, Army buddy. He was always careful about religious matters, even the smallest details. We had been at the Nachal outpost 1 month when Danny arrived. That night, he came to our guard station to give us something special he had cooked in the kitchen. It seems that he used to make a habit of bringing special treats to soldiers on night watch. A few days after he was killed, we heard the official army report of what had happened. Danny, the magist, the soldier who carries the mag gun, had continued shooting in the direction of the terrorists, while his friends reloaded during a lull in the shooting. When they stood up to continue charging forward, he was hit and killed. Leora Siegel, adoptive mother.
The barriers have fallen, Danny. You have surpassed us all. We are left to remember you and to carry on, for it is impossible to describe the pain in words.
Rochelle Lurie, good friend.
When Danny fell, I thought that if he could have chosen how to die, it would have been on the battlefield. I hope that my son Daniel, may he live long, who was named after him, will follow in his footsteps and become a proud Jew like Danny, always ready to serve his people and his country.
Elliot Springer, good friend. As a candle shines in the dark, so Danny's character shone in his life. His memory will ever shine for us in the future. Sheila and Pesach Scheinitz, close friends. Danny built a part of our house in Ofra. To us, it represents an inheritance that he left for our sons, a set of values that we hope will continue to guide them as they grow up and go on to build their own lives and families. Excerpts: A Letter from Danny, Friday, September 26, 1980. Dear Mom and Dad, I loved the tape that I received from all of you. I was very, very touched by your part in particular, Dad. I miss you all very much and see now more and more that all of the things that I do, which make you proud of me, are direct results of my upbringing by my parents. I see that I picked up a lot of stubborn stick-to-itiveness from my father, which makes me excel in the Army, for example, and a lot of sensitivity from my mother. I'm doing well only to make you proud. Daniel. How fitting that today, July 15, 2007, 25 years after the death of our blessed Daniel Haas, the Young Israel of Greater Cleveland is dedicating a mobile Beit Knesset in his memory to the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces of the State of Israel.
אדם נופל לפני שהוא שוקע, בתפילה קטנה חותך את הדממה.